What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and welcome to April's top 10 stocks to watch. So I haven't made a video unsponsored on Departures Capital for such a long time, but I'm excited to be doing these new videos, guys. Well, they're not new videos. Technically, they're old videos, but I want to do like at least 1 to 2 per month for Departures Capital's main channel to kind of get the community going. Because as you know, on this channel, we primarily drop company introductions and CEO interviews. So I'm excited to be bringing you guys new content in the form of, just videos like this for the community, stocks to watch. So I've compiled a list of 10 stocks. We're going to go over them pretty quickly, take a look at the charts, primarily focus on the charts and why I've picked the company and why I like the company. And you guys can feel free to offer your comments down below. Let me know the stocks that you're watching, what you think of the actual markets. And I want to kind of get, the community going because, this channel, obviously, we drop a lot of sponsored content, and I can see how, if you don't like that sector specifically, you might not comment. But your likes, your comments, everything dramatically helps me and all the channels that I've created here under the Departures Capital brand. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Don't forget to leave us a like if you do support the channel and all the content that I've put out over the years, along with hitting that subscribe button. Also very, very important. And then leave us a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, your top 10 stocks, or stocks that you feel like should have been in the top 10. I'm also going to be running some polls and just doing a few more interesting things, continue to do some giveaways, and then we will be launching our newsletter as well, which is taking longer than expected, but I am excited to bring you guys many more new things for Departures Capital. And last but not least, before we get into this video, I did want to mention that although this video itself is not sponsored, some of the companies discussed in this video could be my clients, and we could make sponsored content for them. So just keep that in mind. Always double check, always do your own research, and always remember that this is not financial advice, guys. So let's talk about the first company. Let's go to the first company. And this is a stock that's been on my watch list for a very long time. I've actually owned it at one point. I actually made some money on it. And I haven't talked about trading in a while because I've just been so laser focused on the business and just laser focused on building my positions, some private stuff, some pre-IPO stuff, and then 2 companies that we will discuss in this video, my 2 largest positions. So anyways, guys, Palantir Technologies is a data analytics company, multi-billion-dollar company, worth $28 billion, even though the fact that, the stock has pulled back quite dramatically, 52-week range of 974 to 29.29. So I like Palantir because I think data is the future. I love what they're doing. Peter Thiel, a little bit controversial, but I do feel like this company has a ton of potential. So I like the niche that they're in. They've got multi-million-dollar government contracts, and they've got some really interesting technology. So check them out. But the stock did recently get as low as apparently below $10. It's currently trading for $13.88. So the stock's up 30 to 40%. It has bounced. But boy, oh boy, was that, could have been an amazing time to pick some of this up. However, I do feel like Palantir could comfortably trade if the market recovers in the mid-20s like it did for so long. I rode the wave from the early 20s when it pulled back up to the high 20s roughly and sold it. I mean, I'm happy that I did, but obviously everything pulled back in the market. So it's hard to say if that was a good sell or not because the stocks that I bought may not have performed as well. So guys, now let's get into the next company. And I will state, beforehand, if I've worked with the company or we've done any sponsored content for the company, this company is one client that I have worked with, and we still will have more videos. Neo Battery Materials. So I love the EV sector. I got a chance to meet management, interview their CEO. I really like their story. They're developing an interesting technology. It's silicone anode technology. So you can watch some of the videos on Departures Capital. Take a look at that. I explain the technology, but it only has a $35 million market cap, 52-week range of 14 cents, all the way up to $1.31. The stock trades for 36.5 cents as of time of recording, and it has had quite the year. So I'm a big bull when it comes to the EV sector in general. Obviously, we know, it's the future, but companies like this developing an interesting technology, they're they have lots of potential, just in my opinion, obviously not financial advice. And not to mention, in the past year, the stock's traded well over $1. So I definitely think this stock has a lot of potential. It's moved up off of those mid 20-cent lows. It did see 52-week lows of 14 cents. But yeah, I think the market in general is looking a little bit better. But I am a big bull, like I said, when it comes to EV sector. So this is one smaller cap stock in the EV sector that I want to put on my watch list. And that's why it's here in the top 10. Now, next company, you guys, I'm sure at one point a lot of you guys were tuning in for the coverage on mindmed. We covered them pre-IPO all the way up to the NASDAQ uplisting. We don't work with them anymore. I tried to get an interview with their CEO, but I guess they're taking a different approach when it comes to media. And it makes sense now, the fact that they're a NASDAQ listed company. Not to say that, my channel is not a spot for a NASDAQ listed company. That's just their own personal preference. And that's what they're going their own route when it comes to marketing and videos and all of that. So looking at the yearly chart for mindmed, I mean, we did see, I think it was a little bit more than a year ago, actually. Yeah, mindmed uplisted. We got that tremendous spike, and then it's pulled back. But to be honest, guys, it's looking like it's trying to find some support in and around this low to mid $1 level. So as we know, mindmed has multiple ongoing clinical trials to treat mental health issues, and these are multi-billion-dollar markets. So at some point, I'm hoping that we get an update, the next catalyst. But they're creating valuable intellectual property through their clinical trials, through all their research. They've done a lot of things. They've taken a lot of steps. And in this, it's just a bad time right now in the markets, in my opinion. But, if we start to get back to the way things were, capital starts flowing into some of these more speculative sectors, I could see mindmed, hopefully recovering to $3-4. Like I said, it's pulled back quite a lot. It's been a painful pullback, but things are starting to look a little bit better, and I'm still very bullish on the psychedelic sector. So I think it has a lot of potential. Alrighty, guys, moving on to the next company, and that company is wonderfi, and this is my largest position still to date. I have a lot of faith in wonderfi, and I trust the team, you could say. I've had the pleasure of getting to meet the team. We have an ongoing number of videos that we're going to be doing with them, providing the market with updates. They recently closed their BitBuy acquisition. That's going to be a huge revenue driver for the company. They're also getting into play to earn, NFTs, and the app itself. So what I like for wonderfi is primarily the team. So you've got Kevin Oleary on board, Josh Richards, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Leonard Lachman, who actually co-founded mindmed as well. And you could say that's one of their primary focuses. I don't know about Sam Bankman-Fried because he's got FTX, but I'm hoping that they can grow wonderfi into a similar success story, because right now the company's only worth 104 million Canadian dollars, which in my opinion looks super undervalued, based on their assets, their tech, and what they've acquired so far, aka BitBuy, which is a really awesome crypto exchange. So that's kind of my thoughts for wonderfi. It's been a bit of a shaky sector. There is a couple other companies in the blockchain space that I'm very interested in, but I do like Immutable Holdings, Tokens.com, Big Digital. So those are a couple others on my watch list, but they didn't make it. wonderfi made it, just because I just think they're undervalued. Obviously, I hold a ton of stock, and hoping that they do well. So we'll see if this thing can get back up into the mid twos. I think that's the next stop for the company if they do go on a nice run. Right now, there's been a lot of fighting around this one. Over the last month or so, we did see wonderfi bottom. I believe it made it all the way below $1. Let's just double check here. Yeah, it made it to 95 cents, which is quite interesting. Let's pull up the 1 month chart here for you guys. So yeah, it made it to below $1. There's been a lot of fighting around a dollar. This $1 mid to low $1 level. So I'm hoping that it puts some support in around 120, 130, and then hopefully with the market we get some green for crypto. This thing can move up. Now, let's talk about my second biggest holding, and right now it's not a pretty picture. That is Mobilum Technologies. So once again, this is a client that I've worked with for a long time. I've been an investor in this company for a long time, and I've watched, the ups and downs, participated in their financing round. I watched the stock go from the pennies all the way up to $1.60 and then slide for a very long time, which has been a very painful slide. So the company currently trades at 9 cents. I think this is one of the most undervalued companies there is. Obviously, I'm biased because I hold a ton of shares, but $14 million market cap. The company has signed deals with Crypto.com, Keys Token. There's been a bunch of things, Ledger Wallet, and I know there's more deals in the pipeline, so I'm excited to update you guys. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's so hard for them to get that story out there, or hard for people to understand their business. So that's been a big goal of mine, is to try and educate viewers on what the company actually does, what are their goals. Their CEO, Wojciech, is very busy, so he's always traveling, trying to do deals, but he can't do it all. So it's a work in progress for me. Obviously, I'm not happy with the stock price, and neither is my community, but at the same time, I remain hopeful, and I'm excited to see them just execute when it comes to their business, because if they start to deliver results, the financials improve, the company starts to generate money, it's going to be hard to ignore such a solid fundamental business. But it's a matter of understanding it first and getting investors' interest. So that's the way the capital markets go. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, guys, I'm excited for Mobilum despite everything. And hopefully this can be a big success story and a big turnaround for 2022, because we've been waiting for quite some time. So let's get into the rest of these stocks. Like I said, I'm only going to spend a couple minutes on each stock. The next stock is Algonquin Power and Utilities, and I did want to throw in some dividend payers here. So I like the fact that Algonquin has exposure to renewable energies. They're not just a utility provider, but I'm a big fan of the utility sector. I'm still waiting for that day to make some solid gains within the crypto space, specifically wonderfi and Mobilum. There's also a couple others that I'm involved in, but those are pre-IPO, so we'll be talking about those when they come. But wonderfi and Mobilum specifically, if we can get some performance for those, I would love to diversify. And Algonquin pays a really awesome dividend, 4.49%. I'm a big fan of utilities. Utilities have performed very well in this environment of uncertainty. They got stable business models. They generate lots of cash. And as we can see, over the last month, Algonquin has been, the performance has been awesome. But the thing is, with growth stocks, when they snap back hard. So I feel like any long-term portfolio, it should have some exposure to some kind of utility co. So that is one stock that I've picked. I've done much research on this company in the past, but also it hasn't seen a run like some of the other utility co's. It still has some time to go, or some room to run, should I say, with a 52-week range of 21.25. So a couple bucks off that 52-week. All right, guys, let's talk about gold now. So when it comes to gold, I'm a big gold and silver bull, although I'm not invested much into the sector, except for a couple private deals. Newmont's a very interesting company, and it does pay a 2.81% dividend. The thing is, the companies that have really capitalized on this recent gold rush are the producers, not so much the explorers, because the price of gold hasn't really held in there. Like, it's elevated now. The price of gold is $1,832. It's trading around $1,900 to $2,000, but we didn't get that tremendous breakout that everyone's looking for. Now, obviously, $1,900 is a lot better than $1,800, which is a lot better than $1,700. But I still feel like, especially with things looking like they're getting better, and the trouble is blowing over, Gold could see some headwinds, especially with interest rates on the horizon as well, but I am still a big fan of gold. I like the insurance that it provides, the diversity. It's like a hedge. So if I was to pick one gold stock, it'd probably be Newmont, and it pays a dividend. So although the stock has seen some pretty tremendous performance, that looks like a pretty nice uptrend. So I feel like at this level, though, it's looking like it's trying to break out. We'll see where gold goes. But as some diversity, as a hedge, I've picked Newmont, which is the world's largest gold producer. So let me know your thoughts on gold. I'm sure you guys will have, a lot of other gold stocks that you want to talk about. All right, guys. So now let's get into some large cap tech stocks. One stock that I picked, and I actually picked Netflix over Facebook just because I simply like the service better. And I also feel like this stock has came down to a valuation that looks relatively attractive. $381 per share. The stock is down substantially from highs of like $700. So it's almost down 50% since its highs. And it's looking like it's stabilizing. I'm a big fan of Netflix. I simply just love their product. I feel like Netflix can keep raising prices and people are going to pay for it because they're developing a great service. They're delivering great products, and the shows just keep getting better, to be honest. So I'm a fan of Netflix simply from a consumer perspective. I should look a little bit more into their actual business, but sometimes you just want to invest in the things that you like, and that is the case for me for Netflix. So 2 more companies, and then that's it for the video. Cameco. Cameco is one stock that I picked when it comes to exposure to uranium. I do really feel like uranium is going to be very important. Now, the stock has traded relatively, well over the last little while. The 52-week range of 1950 to 37.98. So it is a little bit off those highs, but in terms of valuation, the stock's definitely up there. Now, it is one of the largest producers of uranium, so if things really get off to the races, Cameco, will be making money. There's a couple things to go for the company, though. If you look at the website itself, they're looking to restart their mine, but of course, like when the price is right for uranium. But I'm just looking for a safe large cap play on uranium, and it's almost hard to go wrong when it comes to Cameco. Now, this is not going to be like a triple 5x or 10x stock, but I like the large cap exposure. And in this case for uranium, I'm not bullish enough to pick a couple of uranium explorers or smaller cap ones. In this case, I'm picking Cameco. I'm going a little bit safe here. I'd rather gamble in the crypto sector with Mobilum or wonderfi or something like that. So anyways, last stock I've picked, and it is a utility. Big fan of this company, Hydro One. I don't live in Ontario anymore, but fantastic company. They pay a 3.24% dividend. Fantastic performance. The stock has just been a runner, even despite this conflict and, you could call it war. Hasn't really flinched. Literally, the last 5 years, the stock has just climbed and climbed. And I see this continuing. I mean, I don't know what's going to disrupt power, and it's clean energy. It's green energy. They're generating tremendous amounts of power for Ontario, which is a massive market from hydroelectricity. So it's just been a winner. So that coupled with the dividend, I think it's a fantastic company. And I guess you could say I'm trying to add some diversity here, talk about different sectors. So there's a lot to go, guys. There's a lot of things I want to incorporate into this channel. As you know, we are small cap based, so we talk about growth companies. My goal is to educate you guys and investors on new sectors when it comes to these companies, whether it be electric vehicles, a new commodity, carbon credits, green energy. There's a lot to go for Departures Capital, and there's a lot of awesome ideas, but I'm trying to diversify the content up a little bit, make it more exciting. So if you did make it to the end, thank you so much. Drop me a like, drop me a comment, subscribe. That's it for the video, and I'll have more content like this on the way. We'll see you guys in our next video. If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell stock because you heard it on here. buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself, this video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.